What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy MORDIN, and I'm back again with another video. Now, if you see the title, or if you saw the title, you would see I wrote Shatta Museum. Now, one guy, a Shatta fan, texted me or contacted me on TikTok. You guys know I'm now on TikTok officially, and you can find me and watch my videos. If you don't want to watch the long forms, you can watch the shorter ones on TikTok. And so he called and said, MORDIN, there is something I want you to speak about, and I want you to tell Shatta Wale or anybody in the team. And I wanted to do a video about it because this is the best way I can reach everybody else. Of course, I can share the idea with Mr. Flex, but at the end of the day, it needs to be in the video form, right? Just for future sake, for documentation sake. And then perhaps, maybe even in the comment section, a lot of you might have brilliant ideas to add to this, to make it something worth materializing, seeing it materialize in the future, right? Do I have the same opinion as the person who sent me the message? Yes, I do. My original idea was even at the location he left in East Legon. That is the Mimpasem house, the greenhouse, right? Now, what did this person said? He goes by the name Dolphy, right? Dolphy, I think. So Dolphy or Dolphy, big ups to you. He says he's a Shatta fan. He's in Canada, and he's been following Shatta Wale for a long time, to the tune that he will make sure his household, everybody, his kids and everyone follows suit in the Shatta movement line, right? Now, he wants Shatta Wale to set up a museum. Now, Shatta Wale is a big brand, and the fact that people follow him religiously also would mean that they would want to tell their story one way or the other in years to come. And one of such ways to tell such a story is through a museum, a music museum, a proper music museum. Now, Shatta Wale is one real defining character in our music space, right? And so if Shatta Wale sets up, forgive me for butchering the name, if Shatta Wale sets up that museum, it's going to go a long way to tell his story the best way. Without a museum, without a music museum for Shatta Wale, this is what is going to happen. 10, 20 years down the line, or 50 years down the line, people are going to go online and see all these tweaked conversations. You understand? The mainstream media type of conversation. And they are going to use that to judge him. Of course, his catalog will be there to speak for himself. But there are some things that are pivotal. For instance, one of the award scheme that is pioneered for Ghanaian artists is the VGMAs, now the TGMAs. Now, this award show is going to go on forever. Has there been theft relating to this award scheme? Absolutely. But there are periods when the wrong awards were given, the right awards were given to the wrong people, and the wrong awards were given to the so-called right people, if that makes sense. And so you see, when such things are documented and someone goes into the archive to say who was so and so artist of the year and so time, who was this, who was this, who was that, it can't really tell Shatta Wale's story properly. If you want to go according to the industry standards, what has been said, the story is not going to be told properly because it doesn't reflect Shatta Wale's success. Of course, if you want to come to his investment, Shaxi, you want to look at his real estate portfolio, the cars he drives, his catalog, the amount he charges for whatever he does, and all these other things that we might not even know about, his gold business and all that stuff, right? For people who follow him keenly, they know he's doing well for himself. But for the rest and for the future, what is there to show his musical dexterity and what he has done for Ghana. You know, Shatta Wale single-handedly resurrected the Ghanaian music industry at the hands of the Nigerian music that was flooding our airwaves at the time. It was through him and these rampant releases that made people wake up and to know that we have to step up the plate and release more songs. Had it not been that, a lot of people were always releasing songs every 4 months and all that kind of. You have artists that releases just twice in a whole year. If you want to know what a typical Ghanaian artist was like, take a look at Kofi Kenata's brand and how he releases songs in a given year. Kofi Kenata does not rush it. He takes his time. He does maybe 2 or 3 songs the whole year, and he's still very relevant. But that is his brand. And that was how Ghana music was. Now, thanks to Shatta Wale, you have guys like Kim Paluta currently that are just releasing songs anyhow they feel like because they are not afraid. And they know that you have to put the songs out there. And one of them is definitely going to click. Right? So there is a lot of competition where when we have the material, then the radio stations can play. And without the materials, they would go out there and take others and play. You understand? So Shatta's involvement at the stage when he came in for the second time helped a lot. And it changed a lot. It pushed the industry in the right direction. You understand? And it even made the hatred that people have for him or had for him, made them push other artists that under normal circumstances wouldn't have had the opportunity to be big as we see them today. Right? And so a museum that is carefully curated to celebrate Shatta Wale and his achievements in the music industry is something worth talking about. It's something worth thinking about. It's something worth implementing. And so to the Shatta movement team, Chris Kone, Sammy Barflex, Juade, Solash, and all the guys, Julio, all the guys surrounding Shatta Wale, I sent this video to you guys. It was suggested by one fan, but I also have my own take on it and I support what he said. To have a museum for Shatta Wale where people can visit. For instance, you see that iconic Mimpasem house, the greenhouse. I don't know if on paper it belongs to Shatta Wale, but if it does, you see that legendary studio right there, that studio right there, where Davido pulled a plastic chair to sit and record, Wind Your Waist. Ja Vinci came into that studio to record. The late Ebony recorded in that same studio. That is a powerful place to set up a museum, for example. Or you can get a very good area where the museum can be, but let someone mimic the same studio and put the same equipment in there to tell the story. Let people have a feel of the Shatta story, the Shatta Museum. There is one Shatta picture that always is on the internet on how he started and all, where he was sitting behind one big computer. You know those old computers with the big backs? Yes. You know those pictures, those old pictures. There is one with him in headphones with Samini, then Batman. And I'm sure there are many more pictures that he hasn't even brought out to the public domain for us to see. Or maybe footages that we are not privy to. And these are the things that we would like to see in the museum. His story be told in the right way. By himself, by his team. So that anyone who is confused as to what one media house has reported, as to what the Ghana Music Awards schemes have reported or documented, can go into these museums and see the truth for themselves. Shatta Wale can tell his story better. Shatta Wale has led a life that is worth emulating. And why do I say so? He's someone who is not afraid of making mistakes, and that's why he says he's always right. Because he wants to make the mistake right in front of you and watch him correct it and become better. A typical example, when he came out with Dancehall King and he started releasing songs back to back to back, one of the sabotage was to make sure that they ridicule his sound. And so you hear people say things like, Shatta Wale plays Conco beat and all that kind of stuff. Conco beat, Conco beat, Conco beat. right? Conco sound and all that kind of stuff. That means it's not proper. The sound is not well defined. But you see, today, when you listen to African Mandiba, you will understand that, whoa, this guy has come a long way. When you listen to On God, the song that is going viral after 3 years, you will understand that this is someone who learns through every track. And you can see the improvements. So he's just using his life as an example to tell you that you don't have to be perfect to put yourself out there. Once the talent is there, whatever it is that you do, put it out there and perfect it. Listen to feedback and perfect it over time and become better. And that is why people love Shatta Wale. Of course, people love him for his talent. Of course, people love him for his charisma. People love him for his music, the message in the songs and all that stuff. But at the same time, he makes us understand that he's human. You know, he can be himself at any point in time. Shatta Wale is not your typical celebrity that you see only the luxury part and the glamour part and all that you are supposed to see as a fan from the outside. But he puts everything out there. You see the ugly too, where he can do whatever he likes. He can speak the way we speak at home or on the streets as just a normal Ghanaian, to tell you that you can hold power and still push yourself out there and be realistic enough to know that your talent can take you there. But when people see the true value you bring to their lives, it will always surely catapult you there. So Shatta Wale and the SM team and all the people surrounding him closely, one-on-one, please take this into consideration and give the Shatta movement fans and Ghanaians, and for the future, a Shatta museum, a proper music museum that puts pictures, his works, videos from his past, pivotal stories be told in the right way, proper biography of himself. You know, tailor everything with the records, everything in one space, and tell the Shatta story the right way. Perhaps those studios could be still functioning and people can record from the legendary studio and museum at the same time. Shatta's story must be told by himself and the team because they understand it well and they can bring it well. And if you need any information, the Shatta fans are one of the most well-documented fan bases in the entire world. Whatever screenshot you're looking for, whatever old picture you're looking for in the archives, they have it. And so Shatta Wale, we the SM fans, I know Dopey was not speaking alone from his standpoint. I share the same opinion. I just didn't bring a video out. But I know there are lots of fans out there who share the same opinion. And I think this is something that is worth doing now. It's not something you have to wait until you are whatever years old for someone to do that to celebrate you. This can be built and run like a business where you even have well-trained SM fan bases, SM fans, Shatta movement fans, to work in there because they understand the story. They can tell it with the passion that needs to be told. And so this is the message to the team and Shatta Wale himself. I know you follow, and so we would like to know something from you. A Shatta Movement Museum. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Let us tell the Shatta story the right way. My name, as you always know, is MORDIN, and here on this channel is always about positivity. If anybody comes to you with a negative vibe, turn around with a smile and say, peace out.